This all started last October. I live alone in a modest 2-story house on the quiet edge of a small town, far enough from neighbors that you don't hear cars or people passing. It's just me, my German Shepherd Max, and the kind of silence that used to feel peaceful. The house is old, built in the 70s, creaky floors, thin walls, but I'd never had any real problems. No break-ins, no weird neighbors. I felt safe locking the doors at night until the footsteps began. I work third shift at a warehouse, get home around 1:30 to 2 a.m. most nights. My routine is always the same. Pull into the driveway, headlights cutting through the dark yard, unlock the front door, greet Max with a quick ear scratch. He'd wag his tail, go outside for a bit, and then flop back on his bed in the living room. I'd lock up, deadbolt, chain, check the windows, then usually crash on the couch for a bit, TV on low volume for background noise. That particular night felt no different. I got in at 1:45 a.m. Max was waiting at the door, like always. I fed him, let him out back for a quick potty, and locked everything tight. The house smelled like coffee from earlier, and that faint, musty scent old homes have. I settled on the couch, scrolled my phone for 20 minutes, and then headed down the hall to bed around 2:30. My bedroom's on the main floor. Upstairs is mostly unused, a spare room full of boxes from when I moved in 5 years ago, some old furniture, holiday decorations in the closet. I rarely go up there except to grab something once in a blue moon. I brushed my teeth, changed, and climbed into bed. Lights out. Max curled up at the foot of the bed. Everything quiet except the low hum of the fridge and the occasional pop from the heating system. I drifted off fast. I woke up thirsty around 2:50 a.m. Groggy, I padded to the kitchen in my socks, got a glass of water, and stood there drinking in the dark. The house was still. Too still, maybe. I headed back down the bedroom hallway. That's when I heard it. From upstairs. Soft but clear, like bare feet on carpet. Careful steps crossing the hallway up there. I froze mid-step, water glass halfway to my lips. Max's ears perked. He lifted his head, stared at the ceiling. Another thump. Slower. Then nothing. My brain raced through explanations, settling beams, raccoon on the roof, wind rattling something loose. Houses make noises at night. Everyone knows that. I shook it off, went back to bed. Max settled again. I told myself I was tired, imagining things, closed my eyes. But at 3:12 a.m., alarm clock glow confirmed the time. The sounds returned. Slower, more deliberate. Like someone pacing the upstairs hallway, testing floorboards, avoiding the ones that creak. I knew those creaks. I'd stepped on them myself. Whoever, or whatever, was up there knew them too. My pulse spiked. Max growled low in his throat, a sound he only makes at delivery guys or strangers at the door. He didn't bark, just stared upward, body rigid. I sat up slowly, whispered, "Max, easy." He didn't relax. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and crept to the bottom of the stairs. The wooden step groaned under my weight. I called out, voice cracking a little. "Hello, is someone there?" Dead silence. I flicked the hallway light switch at the base of the stairs. It came on. Dim yellow bulb, illuminating the empty landing. Guest room door was cracked open, just as I'd left it weeks ago after grabbing Christmas lights. Nothing moved. Leave it. Heart pounding so hard I felt it in my ears. I climbed the stairs one by one, flashlight beam shaking. Dust motes floated in the light. Air up here was colder, stale. like no one had breathed it in months. I came to the guest room, empty. Boxes stacked neatly. Bed bare. Hallway, nothing. But as I turned to head back down, my flashlight caught it on the floorboard near the guest door. A single footprint in the thin layer of dust. Fresh, barefoot. Toes splayed, size 11 or 12, way bigger than mine. The edges were crisp, no smudging. It hadn't been there when I last went up for storage bins 2 weeks ago. My stomach lurched. I backed up fast and hit the light switch. Click, nothing. Bulb dead. Darkness swallowed the hall. Then the footsteps started again. Right behind me. Close. Padding softly, matching my retreat down the stairs. I ran. I slipped on the last step, but caught myself and bolted to my bedroom, slammed the door and locked it. Chain too. Max went berserk, barking, hackles up. I grabbed the aluminum bat from the closet, then sat with my back against the door, bat across my lap, listening. The pacing stopped. 10 minutes of silence. Then, faint scratching. Nails or fingertips, dragging slowly across the wood on the other side, back and forth, testing. I whispered into my phone, dialing 911, voice barely audible. "Someone's in my house, upstairs. I heard footsteps. There's a footprint. Please hurry." While on the phone, the footsteps moved, coming from the living room, slow, deliberate circles around the coffee table. I could picture it, pacing in the dark, waiting. Max went quiet, just trembled, staring at the door crack. My phone buzzed, text from unknown number. "I know you're alone tonight." I stared, frozen. Another. "Max knows I'm here. He's scared." I looked at my dog. His eyes were fixed on the door bottom, tail between legs. Sirens finally wailed in the distance. The footsteps stopped instantly, like whoever it was melted away. The police arrived in 8 agonizing minutes. 2 officers searched. Attic, closets, basement crawl space, every room, windows locked from the inside, doors secure, no forced entry, no second set of footprints, just the one upstairs. They took photos, notes, suggested I had possibly dreamt it, or maybe a neighbor's cat getting in somehow. They left, reassuring me it was probably nothing. But I know what I heard, what I saw. The text vanished from my phone when I tried to show them, no trace in the logs. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. I installed cameras, motion lights, extra locks. Max sleeps on my bed now, not the floor. The footsteps returned on the 3rd night. Same 3 a.m. window. Same slow walk upstairs. They circle the landing, pause at the top of the stairs, then descend, stopping right outside my door. Sometimes I hear breathing, slow, patient, through the wood. I haven't gone upstairs since. The footprint is still there. I can't bring myself to erase it. If you're alone tonight, check your doors, check the shadows. Listen for the quiet steps, because the void remembers every creak, every breath, and sometimes it's already inside your home. Thanks for listening. If you've had something like this happen, submit it. The echo's getting closer. Sleep tight.